cocktail fans, and welcome to the Gentlemen of Elegant Leisure, episode 82. It's left us breathless.
It is.
I can't think of anything about 82. The number 82 doesn't really resonate with
No.
anything.
The year 82 resonates.
Oh, just 82? 82 AD?
No, 1982.
Oh, 1982.
Really?
I thought you were going to get into Roman history or something. I was
You got what? Please reveal. Why does it resonate?
I don't know. I think I went to Disneyland in 1982, and I think it was an especially good trip.
Yeah.
And so I think 82 just jumps out. I was grade 7.
Grade 7.
Mm-hmm.
On the cusp.
On the cusp.
Teenagehood.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, good. Well, it doesn't bring any good memories back for me. I'm
No.
still in high school. One more year to go. And that was it. Fred, what about you? 1982, any memories? Any
I was working.
at Woodward's Camera Shop?
No, I was working in the pump business already.
Oh, wow.
Working on the North Shore.
Wow.
Driving to North Vancouver every day from Surrey.
Wow. I had no idea you were
Oh, yeah.
that.
Nice.
Yeah. Although I guess on the upside there was a deli that had the best corned beef. And I could go there every couple weeks for lunch. I saved up my coins. No offense.
No.
The sandwich place was in North Vancouver.
It was, yeah. They made their own corned beef and smoked meat and pastrami.
Is it still there?
Oh no, that went out of business after just a couple of years.
Despite Fred's loyalty, it
too
just
good.
couldn't go.
Too good to keep going. Well, a little. It was probably not much bigger than our recording studio here.
Oh, wow.
So just a few tables. So I don't think there was not enough markup on corned beef to really pay the rent.
It's a lost leader.
It is. The gambling den in the back.
Yeah. Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, but 82. Yeah, I was over there driving my 78 Dodge Magnum.
Oh, see, your life is depending on what car you were driving.
Pretty much.
That's how you tie your memories.
Yes, that's the only way. That's the only way to do it.
Wow, it's crazy.
I think in 82 my dad still had the maroon Oldsmobile. Was it an Olds or was it still a... I don't remember.
If he had a salesman, it's probably a Cutlass.
He did have a Cutlass Sierra at some point, but...
We had a Cutlass at one point.
Oh!
Oldsmobile Cutlass.
At one time, the Cutlass was one of the best-selling cars in America.
We had one.
And then,
Even though we lived in Canada.
And then it was true. But they killed it. With the death of Oldsmobile, the Cutlass is destined never to rise again.
It might have been the Malibu. Do you remember in about 1980 if there was a 2-door Malibu?
Yeah, there was.
Oh, because Dad had a 2-door Malibu.
Oh, yeah. Big long doors, you take all your strength as a kid to open it.
Yeah. My poor little mom couldn't reach out far enough to get the...
Yeah.
It was the only time we ever had the 2-door.
Yeah. Never again.
No, I can't even remember getting into the back seat in it.
No.
Because we always made Mum ride in the back seat.
Oh, good.
Ah.
Well, it's more room back there.
And I took the hump.
I've heard that before.
If you ever want to hear a good story about taking the hump,
Yeah?
Google or YouTube or something. Brian Regan,
Mm-hmm.
he does a great thing about the hump.
What the hell?
Because he rode on the hump as the kid as well.
Sure.
And he does it funny that I'm going to do it. But
Yeah.
that's where I was.
But speaking of good stories,
Yes.
we've got a story coming up from a person who's not even here. But you're going to tell us a little bit about Tales of Eddie?
That's right. We jokingly hypothesized that we would do Tales of Eddie.
Tell us who Eddie is.
Eddie is a longtime friend of mine, lives in Vancouver, a former comic strip writer, a would-be animator, postal employee, the non-murdering kind.
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah.
And just a good fun guy and one of our listeners. And
He sent us a little story today.
yes, because I said to him, we're really going to do Tales of Eddie if you'll send us stories. And he said, really? Okay. And so we have, coming up later in the episode,
Stay tuned, folks.
the first Tale of Eddie. Or I guess it is the first Tales
Of Eddie.
of Eddie.
Yeah.
The first tale of Tales of Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Coming up. Stay tuned.
Yeah,
Stay
so you
tuned.
have to sit through a cocktail first.
Oh, yeah. And what are our cocktails tonight?
We are doing
So we are family. We're gonna
something that we haven't done for a while.
Oh, what's that?
Where we're going to do a cocktail, and then we're going to do a cocktail based on that cocktail.
Ah,
Yeah, we haven't done that for a while. That's a variation.
Yeah.
The old switcheroo.
Real
I like to call
switcheroo.
it.
And we're going to do it because when Fred and I were in Portland last year, he and I think, both bought this book, The Experimental
Yeah.
Cocktail Club.
Nice. I wonder where mine is.
I don't know, but you're welcome to have mine because,
slowly cover.
yeah, no, it looked like a good book.
I do have that. I just
And I think once you get into it, the tricky thing with it is that almost all the drinks involve not so much a rhubarb shrub or a hazel nut
Syrup.
fern syrup,
Yeah.
but a lot of amaros.
Oh yeah.
And there's nothing less fun than buying an amaro that you don't want to have anything else to do with.
No.
Because they're expensive enough
Yeah.
that you're like, ah!
Mm.
And they probably expire after a while, right?
They don't last as
They don't
well, and
last.
they're almost all, yeah, they're tough.
Wow.
But as I was leafing through it, I found a drink that we could do,
Yay!
and I'm not going to say what it is yet,
Okay.
No, don't.
but it's based on the gin buck.
The gin buck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if you have any history on the gin buck.
Well, the history I have on the gin buck is really that it's derived from the gin Ricky.
Oh my goodness, we could have done 3 drinks.
We could have. Yeah. And the gin Ricky sort of follows from Colonel Joe Ricky.
He wasn't really a colonel.
He was not really.
That's right. In fact, we discussed this in an
Yeah,
earlier
we did.
episode, didn't we?
Yeah.
I think we made a gin ring.
Yeah.
And it's yes, but the buck is derived from the Ricky,
Huh.
which is weird, or is it?
I don't know.
So I mean, we know that the Ricky goes back to the 1880s, around there. So the gin buck pops up around 1903 in Kansas City.
Missouri?
I'm not sure.
Probably. Isn't that where Kansas
I
City
think
is?
so. I think it is. It doesn't say.
Isn't there two? Isn't there Kansas City, Kansas, and Kansas City, Missouri? And
And they share like the border or something.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but for some reason I think that the Kansas side isn't called Kansas City.
All right.
But if it must be. You couldn't
It's
have
called
that was,
Cincinnati.
Yeah, that's Ohio.
yeah. No, it must be Kansas. But you always think of Kansas City, Missouri.
Yeah.
And on the other side, I don't know.
We'll Google that later.
Yes.
But anyway, so that's when it comes up. It's known as the new hot drink in the summer of 1903 in one of the Kansas cities.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I thought that in some book, or in this thing I actually printed out, but I don't see it there now, that it mentioned the 20s for the gin buck. But, you know,
Well,
I'm sure they were still drinking it in the 20s.
yes.
And
We're
it's-
still drinking it now.
That's right, in a few minutes. And it's so simple. And I think some of them called it like it might be a girl drink. It's a soft
Yeah.
cocktail.
Mm.
But that's all right, who cares?
Yeah.
It's one of these ones that has 2 ingredients, gin
Yeah.
and something else.
Exactly.
In this case, ginger ale.
Oh.
So it's like a gin and tonic,
Mm-hmm.
except instead of tonic, you're using ginger ale. So I guess in theory you could do a gin and root beer, a gin and cola,
Yeah.
a gin and a Mountain Dew. Or you can go the other way, because I think they have other bucks. You can
Yeah.
probably do a whiskey buck
That's
or a
right.
rum buck.
A brandy buck?
A brandy buck.
Oh, brandy
See,
buck.
yeah.
Yeah.
Brandy buck I bet would be good.
I think it would.
Especially with the brandy and the ginger ale.
Mhm.
We should be doing brandy bucks. But we're not. We're doing a gin buck because
Yeah.
it's based on the other one. I found a couple of recipes. Is there one in imbibe as well? Or not?
It doesn't really have a recipe. It just says that it's derived from it. So if you've got the recipe, I've got the time to drink it.
This is interesting. On this here, this bit, this is from the Spruce, so I don't know who the hell the Spruce people are. But it says here, in the meantime, if you make your gin buck with a splash of lemon juice, which I thought, well, one of these calls for lemon juice, the other one doesn't. They're saying that if you make it with a splash of lemon juice, you'll have a leapfrog. And if you make it with lime juice, that's often called a dragonfly. But the other one that was from liquor.com
Yeah.
said gin, ginger ale, and the juice of half a lemon. So
Oh,
I don't know. We're doing a gin buck with a little bit of lemon
I
in
don't
it.
have enough of our books here to either confirm nor deny.
No.
Cross-reference, yeah.
But
The beauty of the gin buck, it says, is in its simplicity and its universal appeal. Some drinkers don't enjoy the dryness of a gin and tonic, while others want something sweeter and with more flavor than the gin Ricky, and the gin buck falls right in there.
exactly.
Oh, let's make it.
So basically, you take as much gin as you want to drink.
Yeah. How much is that?
Apparently a lot for you, by your enthusiastic response.
You would do maybe an ounce, maybe you would do an ounce and a half, maybe you would do 2 ounces.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah. So we'll see what we do when we put the recipe in the
Okay.
thing. But I think we'll just let's just do an ounce each.
Okay. Sure. Let's do that. That'll
That'd
work.
be good.
So what? We've got a few ginger ales to choose from.
Oh yes, you went big on the ginger ale.
So I didn't know if we wanted to go Canada Dry because we're going to do another drink later.
Mm-hmm.
And that has ginger ale in
It does.
it. Interesting.
And our idea when we texted back and forth on this was that we would do just straight gin.
Yep.
Well, like not straight gin, but I mean
Yeah, straight gin.
an easier access gin as opposed to Hendrick's gin, which we're going to use in the other one, which is the cucumber elements.
Right.
Here we were just going to do Bombay Sapphire.
Yeah.
And when we thought if that was going to be the case, Bombay Sapphire, then would we just use good old Canada Dry ginger ale?
Sure.
And I think that's a good idea.
I think it's still a good idea.
How many ounces are in 310 milliliters?
About.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Let me look at that.
Because
That's a good idea.
did either of these actually give an amount? This one calls for 3 ounces.
60
We could do that.
ounces on this freaking thing. Oh,
I-
yeah, there.
I am going to put ice into these glassware.
Yeah, about 10 ounces. About 10 ounces in a can.
Perfect.
Your mitts not working properly?
Ice is ice cold.
Oh!
No, I don't know what I did. I was hoping to bust it up with my fingers. There we go. So a couple of cubes each.
Do I need to shake this up?
Let's not.
Okay.
Hand me the Bombay Sapphire.
Oh, sure.
This is supposed to be a lovely summertime drink, and so this is probably the perfect time of year to have it on account of it's summertime.
Mhm.
And the living,
It's not so bad.
yeah, I wouldn't say it was easy.
No, I would never say that.
You wouldn't?
I would sometimes.
1 ounce of gin. We're gonna split this up. We're doing like just little guys for us folks at home because we're teetotalers.
I mean, basically, yeah, we barely. This would be, one of the only times that we drink in a week or today anyway.
And yeah, at this time.
Mm-hmm. So there we go. So let's go over the ingredients so far.
All right.
What do we got in
Cut
there?
one of those in half. Look at that. Lemon upside down looks like now 37. Look at that. Did you know that?
Now 37.
Yeah. Lemon upside down now 37.
Now serving number 37.
I think Fred was 37 in 1982 when he had that
I
book
think
job.
you're right. Do you want me to cut that in half for you?
Yes, please. After I've made a snide remark about you and your.
Long lividness?
This is. If Eddie was here, this is when he'd go.
His Glenlivetness? Is that what you said?
No, I said his long lividness.
Oh,
But I like that other thing better.
yeah, Glenlivetness.
There you go. 2 halves.
Don't make a.
All right.
So I'm just gonna put a little bit because now I'm thrown off by this idea of it being a
Oh.
sore loser or whatever, a leapfrog. So we're just gonna go just the tiniest squirt. We're not even gonna measure it. We're just gonna go.
Give him squirt. There you go.
Let's do
We
that.
could have mixed it with squirt.
We could have mixed it with squirt. Oh my God! If you have squirt at home,
Yeah.
and now we'll have some ginger ale.
Now this is the magic ingredient. This is what turns it around.
Yes, this is what makes it so refreshing on a hot summer day, and it has been hot as well
It has
these last few
been, yeah.
days. So nobody really cares about
Much
our.
to my chagrin.
Oh,
You know about my chagrin.
I know about your Sharona. This will be great. We'll top this all up. These little cans. Remember they used to make regular sized cans, and it was almost always the wrong amount, unless you were just a child that wanted to get strung out on sugar, in which case it was the perfect amount.
Yeah.
But these littler cans are pretty good, I think.
I think you're right.
I've gone out on a limb here. So we only got the 2 cubes there. I wonder if that's going to be enough. Maybe I'll throw in a 3rd cube.
Sure.
But I'm just giving it a light stirring here, just to mix it around a little bit. And that will
Well,
allow.
it's all
Show
on the
it.
wrist. Or actually, in your case, I think more the elbow.
Yeah, I've used a lot of elbow and palm.
Yeah. I don't know what that's all about.
I don't know. I think it's because I'm sitting down.
Oh, okay.
So everybody gives a cube, an extra
Yay!
cube. 3 cubes.
3 cubes.
Hip hip hooray!
Okay.
For Davey.
Oh.
So the gin buck, a lovely summertime beverage
Yeah.
for that lovely summertime beverage person. We're taking a sip back to 1903.
Summer of 1903.
I'm not expecting it to be breathtaking. I'm expecting it to be just fine. Ginger ale and gin?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Sit it on the veranda.
Yeah, that's a summer drink. Right there.
Smooth.
Yeah, super smooth.
Yeah.
And it's a secret way to deliver a gin into your body. That's what it is.
Without making it painful.
Yeah, so a good cooling cooler for
You could probably make 3 of these.
yeah, like we just did.
Yeah. But have one after the other.
Yeah, or make them in a pitcher full of ice.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
You know, some drinks, like a suffering bastard. You have one, you think, I want another one. But because you already had one, there's no way you could possibly make another one.
No.
With this, it's like glug, glug, glug.
Yeah, you sit there.
Yeah, that's nice.
I think people would like this.
Yeah.
And
And
it is a definite nice variation from gin and tonic. Put the ginger ale in there.
But it's
It's
definitely
sweeter, it's not as dry.
ginny.
yeah, Ginny and ginger. I used to have a drink that I made. It just popped into my head, which was exactly this drink.
Oh, is that right?
But I did not call it a gin buck.
You called it the Jason buck.
No, for a while I called it the JJ Starbuck. It was that's a pretty good name. Who is JJ Starbuck? What was that? That was a TV show? Or?
I think it's you.
Okay, I am now JJ Starbuck. It's my radio name. Remember when Schweppes or Canada Dry made raspberry ginger ale?
Yeah, not a fun, not that fun.
Okay. At the time, I thought that was the greatest thing,
Oh.
and I would have gin and raspberry ginger ale.
Oh.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
That will work. Now, if you wanted to up it, you could add raspberry syrup to this.
Yeah, you could dress it all up, couldn't you?
Yeah, and that would be, again, that would be the JJ Starbuck.
Or imagine, or imagine that we did this with that ginger ale we've had before that makes us all sneeze and cough and spit stuff
Right,
out.
yeah.
Which one of these might do that?
It might, but I don't think it will.
No, you don't think Sparkmouth will,
I don't think Sparkmouth ginger ale will do it. But
Okay.
we could try it. Because, but we will.
We will?
I think that's the way to go, because it's a good Canadian product.
All right.
So the first one is basically a winner. It's super easy. It's gin and ginger ale
A little bit of
in
lemon.
any proportion that you really like. If you were like a horrible alcoholic,
Yeah.
and you had like a huge tumbler and you filled it halfway through and then you only put in a little splash,
I gotta write this down.
it would probably still be good for you.
Right.
You'd have to like the taste of gin.
I think if you're a raging alcoholic, turpentine is fine for you.
Yes!
But with some lemon juice, a
Well,
little bit of ginger
if
ale.
you're more of a connoisseur drunk,
Yeah.
then, yeah. Well, there you go.
Very
This
nice.
is,
Yeah, I want to just have this all for the rest of the summer now. In fact, I think all of our future episodes are going to feature gin buck.
There you go.
Here, again, if you were an alcoholic,
Why are you looking at me?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Look at Fred.
Yeah.
If you were an alcoholic,
Yeah.
I think this would also be one of those drinks where if you were to sit down at the table and they came around and they said, does anybody just want to have a look at the menu? You'd go, yeah, but first I need ginger ale and gin. And then I'm going to order. This is the Mike Buswood Long Island iced tea equivalent.
Yes.
You could knock this back to take the edge off.
Right.
You're out with the family members that you don't want to be with?
You're nervous about ordering? You want to relax before you decide?
Yeah, you don't know what the prices are going to be like.
Exactly. You haven't even opened the menu yet.
So you want to take the edge off before you get sticker shock.
What I have been taken to doing, and this is what an alcoholic
Dave's
would
finished
be.
this.
I know, it's so fantastic.
Thirsty.
He's going to want another one.
Yeah, we can make another one.
No.
Can we talk another one, Dave?
No,
Is-
okay.
I'll wait for that.
All right.
I've gone to a few family things lately where I take like 1.5 ounces or 2 ounces of bourbon in the car with me.
Yeah, just for the drive over.
Not for the drive over.
Oh, okay.
Once I'm safely parked and ensconced,
Mm-hmm.
I knock that back. And then I go in and I'm immediately the life of the party.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
don't think that's a good idea.
No, I don't think it's a good idea at
You
all.
should- you take it in with you and say, I only got enough bourbon for me, you losers.
Don't talk to me until I finish this.
This is a restaurant environment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, if I was at a place, I would just take it in with me.
Oh, okay.
Not covertly drink it in the car. But because you cannot take booze into a restaurant,
Right.
I covertly drink it in the car. And it's funny because people are like, hey, what are you doing in there? And it's like, go away! I gotta drink my booze before I talk to any of you people.
Wow.
Yeah.
The secret crutches of Jason.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
It's a perfect segue for Tales of Eddie.
Oh, Tales of Eddie, yeah. No, we've got to, we need to bring that up on the screen. We're going to go,
Oh, you guys gonna do a little bit of musical chairs, revolving
I'll give Jason
revolving hosts?
I'll come over here to the side.
Oh, okay.
side. He's going to read it.
I'm nursing my drink.
So Eddie, as you can imagine, was sort of thrilled and frightened to be
I can only imagine him because he's not real.
That's right.
to be featured thusly,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is our first new segment.
Yeah, in 82 episodes.
Yeah, since Dave Coyne's Hockey Stories.
That's right.
Or Coyne on Macabre.
Yeah, it's off season now, so. Hockey stories.
There's and Frank Parker, which never really did go anywhere.
No, but we still could do that.
Oh yeah.
Because now that iTunes isn't picking up our episodes,
Well,
we can do anything we like now.
We'll see. I'm still working with the IT department on that.
I'm just going to peruse this, so if you guys have one more Buck comment to make, I'm just going to look at this to make sure I can cover all the good stuff.
That's right. Okay.
Do you ever see Uncle Buck?
Yeah, no, it's one of the best John Candy movies ever.
Oh, you think so?
Well, it's a John Candy movie.
It is a John Candy.
Maybe that's where I want to go with that. No, I think it's got a heart of gold, as Uncle Buck did.
Oh, sure, yeah. Like you.
No.
No?
No, really, no.
Not really? Oh,
No,
okay.
no, it's a myth.
It's
It's like
it's all a terrible facade.
That is.
I enjoyed Uncle Buck.
Uh-huh.
It's John Hughes, is that correct?
I believe it's
Yeah.
John Hughes, yeah.
I had no issues with Uncle Buck.
One of my favorite lines is one that I can't remember.
Oh,
I
yes.
can tell you right now.
Mhm.
But it's when he's at the party and he's trying to get through with the party,
Yeah.
and they're playing something, and he says, "I'm going to say the wrong band," but it's like, "What are you listening to? Is this Steely Dan?" "Oh, I'm just kidding. I know it's not Steely Dan." Something like that. But the way John Candy moving through a party
He's trying to
in the
fit
big
in.
coat
Yeah.
with the hat, right? 'Cause he had the hat. And a lot of those John Hughes movies, they all seem to happen in the dead of winter. You remember that?
Yeah,
They always
that's
seem to be
true.
cold. There's no leaves on the trees.
No.
or any of those movies.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. It's
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's from Chicago. That's
Yeah,
the only
yeah.
season that's worth anything.
This is true, and actually that's funny you mentioned that, because all of those Chicago movies, they all tend to happen in the cold.
Yeah. If you're gonna happen in the summer, you might as well shoot it in L.A.
Maybe there was a tax incentive if you shot in Chicago in the winter.
Sure, there
Maybe.
is.
Yeah. All right, so Eddie was delighted to hear from us.
Yes.
And he says here, you really want a postal story for your Tales of Eddie radio program?
Oh, yeah.
He says, can you imagine that?
Mm-hmm.
Can you see it in your mind's eye? This was, and I kid you not,
Yes.
1982.
Wow.
What? Ah!
Wow. It's our theme for the show.
Yes, this
1982.
is Kismet.
Yeah.
Episode 82,
Yes.
Yeah.
1982. The first episode of Tales of Eddie. I jumped ahead already. Okay, so he says, you really want a postal story for your Tales of Eddie? Well, sure, I thought you were just kidding, but I certainly have a weird one for you. At least I still think it's weird. So it was 1982, spring. It happened on Ashwood Street.
Mm.
Oh, nothing good ever happens on Ashwood Street.
I had delivered all the morning portion of this full-time route, and, as we did back then, had returned to the postal station for my lunch break. But I took my lunch break out in my car in order to fully relax. I don't need to eat my lunch with a bunch of strange posties gawking at me. The new kid.
Mm-hmm.
While I was resting, I had the radio on, CK&W. It was a phone-in talk show, so we can all imagine what that possibly was. They were talking about politics, but then an old lady called in and said she'd been waiting 6 weeks for a letter from her sister in Manitoba.
Uh-huh.
I found her call interesting,
Oh, of course.
but the radio host didn't.
I bet you know who the radio host is.
I'm gonna guess it's like Gary Bannerman.
I'm gonna say Gary Bannerman.
Yeah. What a dickweed.
Yes, he did not care.
Mm.
He told her that she was not on the topic of the day and dismissed her. He carried on with the show, and I carried on with my lunch. Soon enough, it was time for me to head back out to the roof. So I did. And I kid you not, at the third house of my afternoon deliveries, an old lady was waiting for me.
Yes.
Standing on her porch, she said,
With a baseball bat.
"I've been waiting 6 weeks for a letter from my sister in Manitoba." To me, Eddie,
Yeah.
this was an amazing moment. But to her,
Yeah.
not so much.
No.
I said to her, "I just heard you on the radio." She wasn't impressed with that statement, and I can understand why. Thousands of people would have heard her that day on the radio. She knew that. That's how radios work. But for me to bump into the exact same woman that I had just been listening to on CKNW, that was a 1 in a million moment. And no, I didn't have her letter from that.
Oh.
I'm betting the sister never mailed it to her in the first place.
Yeah, her sister sounds like she's a piece of work.
I only did that route for a week, and I never saw her again. I can't be blamed for losing her letter, because I wasn't delivering to her route before that Monday.
Sounds like he protested too much.
Well, there you go.
Always looking to pass the buck. Blame the sister.
Right? The system and the sister.
Wow.
So that is a real life Tales of Eddie
Tales
from
of Eddie.
1982.
Thank you, Eddie. We look forward to your
Yeah.
further.
Tales of Eddie.
Yeah.
Now, when I first read that,
Yes.
I honestly thought that that's how it was going to end.
Yeah.
That he had the letter.
Right.
But that, I still think it's pretty good.
That's the Steven Spielberg version.
Yeah.
Yes.
Watch for the movie.
We should do what they used to do on the Letterman show, when they would have the brush with greatness,
Oh, yeah.
and people would have a story where they met somebody, and then they would have the writer's embellishment.
Ah, there you go. That's
have
not
that-
all that.
That's right.
We can have that for the next episode.
Yeah.
As I turned to leave, the lady grabbed me by the lapels. She said, "You look like Clark Gable to me." She pulled me into an embrace that I never came out of.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's
Or
your embellishment of Eddie's story.
That's right. And Eddie and her were married.
No? They lived happily ever after.
Yes. She is 120.
Doesn't look a day over 97.
So, the drink that inspired this episode has a cute, clever name
Oh.
because of the gin buck.
Snagglepuss?
Not as quite as cute as that.
No.
Although, depending on what it tastes like, maybe it will make you.
Fred, exit stage right, would you?
It's called
Ooh.
Get Buck in Here.
Oh.
Huh?
Get back in here. And this is another sort of take on the gin buck?
Yes, this is a simple and delicious twist on the classic gin buck. This drink is served long with plenty of big ice cubes. The Suze, which was the other selling point on this, ginger ale and grapefruit, which we did not bring because I just saw it here. But that's a mistake, isn't it? It says to garnish with a long piece of pared grapefruit rind. But there's no grapefruit in the drink.
Oh, so it's just the
Oils.
oils.
Anyway, the Suze ginger ale and grapefruit offer a complex twist for those who might usually order a gin and tonic. So the Get Buck in Here is an ounce of Hendrick's gin, an ounce of Suze.
Wow.
I don't know if we've ever learned how to say Suze.
I've never bothered.
2 teaspoons of fresh lemon juice, and 6 dashes of absinthe. And we'll be using the Taboo absinthe.
Oh,
today.
thank you, Taboo.
And then we shake it all up, but we strain it into a glass full of fresh ice.
Oh.
This will be one of those guys.
Wait a minute, are we shaking up ginger ale?
No, then you top it with the ginger ale. Whew. Yeah, good.
Last time we tried shaking something with...
No good.
Should I go get fresh ice?
You should go get fresh ice. You should take the camera and so people can see the rest of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
The Dave Cam.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, I can start to load up the shaker with the first ingredients, which will be the Hendrick's gin,
No, let me...
the Suze.
don't
Don't say it like that.
say it like that.
I know, I
Fred.
just I don't know what to call it.
Suze?
It doesn't have an accent aigu, does
No,
it?
no, it doesn't.
Or even an accent grave. It just says S-U-Z-E, saveur d'autrefois. I forget what it even tastes like. But it's a liter, and I bought it in, did I buy it in New York, or did you have this shipped?
I think I had it shipped. So it's what, 2015-ish?
Oh, the year that shall live in infamy. No, I don't think so.
Oh.
Because we didn't go till 2016.
Oh, well then 2017.
Unless that's what the pricey thing it was. Was it about 2015?
Yeah, I think it was 2015. There's the Hendrix. It feels like it's still got a fair amount in it.
I hope so.
You can't really.
Oh yeah, you can't tell. Yeah, it feels about half full.
Oh, good.
And so we're going to double the ingredients as we normally do.
All right, I got my hands full of absinthe.
Your hams?
My hams. Ooh, you could. What if you like had ham
Mm-hmm.
and you put absinthe in it and then let it marinate overnight?
I don't know. You going to do it?
No. Pork chop maybe. You wouldn't do it with a ham. The ham's already, prepared.
Right. But are you prepared?
I'm not prepared. Bacon? Could you soak bacon in absinthe?
Both of those are lousy jokes. This Suze has not been hoping for a while.
Oh yeah, no, not since 2017.
Don't give yourself a hernia.
Oh, I'm just giving myself a welt. That's going to be one of those.
Oh, one of those?
Rinsing under the hot tap ones.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
so we're gonna vamp while he's gone.
Yeah.
Wow.
Improvise.
Improvise? Well, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the book. So the Experimental Cocktail Club.
Hold
So
it up,
these,
would you?
these guys,
Please?
these guys have multiple locations. It's not really, it's a club, but not a club that you join. I mean, you could join if they hired you. London, Paris, New York, and Ibiza. I do not know where Ibiza is.
I believe it's pronounced Ibiza. It is an island off the coast of Spain, I believe.
Spain?
I
Okay.
think, somewhere.
Well, let's go with that then.
Okay.
So these guys, growing up in France, we have been taught from a young age to have a burning passion for good food and great drinks. It's not in French, so I don't know if that's really true.
Ah.
They say they grew up in
Well,
France.
maybe it was translated into
The whole thing's suspicious.
English. All right.
But this has got some good stuff in it. So, once you've sort of graduated from gin buck, this is the kind of stuff you can go looking for. So one of these.
Check it out, folks.
Check it out.
Available at your local bookseller,
Yeah, you
your book merchant.
Click the link on our website.
No, no.
What?
What?
Don't.
It's not on our page.
It could be, couldn't it?
Well, yeah, I'm just gonna hold your breath.
Here's a good one.
What's it?
Stockholm Syndrome. So, aquavit, cumin and dill-infused Kettle One vodka.
Vodka.
Well, once you've infused it, it turns into something else.
Yeah.
Then it becomes basically a dill and cumin liqueur.
Yeah.
Sort of fresh lemon juice, sugar syrup, Peychaud's bitters, a pinch of pink Himalayan salt, and a pinch of black pepper.
Sounds
It takes
spicy.
It sounds spicy. But yeah, this is the kind of stuff that's in here. Oh, this actually, we could do this one. We'll save this for another day, the classic rip-off. Have you done the classic rip-off?
No.
I don't think so. We
So-
might have to do it next.
Yeah, no, it's stuff we could do. So it's Pikesville Straight Rye Whiskey, Carpano Antica Formula, which I have, Luxardo Maraschino Liqueur, which I have, lemon juice, which I can make, sugar syrup, which
Dave can make.
Dave can make, and then just a couple of bitters, and we're off and running.
Often running.
We're often running. Sure.
What else do we need for this one?
Oh, for this one, that's it.
Excellent.
That's it. So we're just missing the garnish, which is a shame, but you
It's
know,
a bit of a shame, but
that just means we can do it again later.
I guess so.
So what have you got? You got the Suze.
I got the
You're
Suze.
making some lemon juice.
I'm making, yes, it's instant lemon juice. All you have to do is squeeze it out of a lemon.
I
And
don't
it's
know why more
fantastic.
people don't do that. It just seems so easy.
I know. Is there one more bit in here that we need?
Oh, there you
Oh,
go.
come on. That's it. Perfect. And 6 dashes of absinthe. Now we don't have the absinthe dasher.
No, I don't. I should.
That's okay.
I've got my Mister. Now I have to put it in my dasher because I do have a dasher.
I would say that we're just going to eyeball it.
Yeah.
It's going to be, we need 6 of them.
Yeah.
So we're going to need 12 of them.
That's
That's 12 right there. Because it's such good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, and then what we decided we were going to use the Sparkmouth Phillips Ginger Ale from a brewery on Vancouver Island that does stuff.
Yeah.
Is it a twist off?
No,
Oh, have we got a twist off?
actually it is.
Oh, good. Well, it might be a little bit.
Hey, yeah, that's the stuff.
That's the stuff.
But I want to try a little,
Yeah, get a little here.
little something.
Let's drink it out of that. It's going to have a little bit of Susan stuff in it.
Sure.
I'm going to put ice into the thing we do. And we're going to put fresh ice in here right now. Because this one calls for lots of ice. Right? Hatsa for the matza. That.
It's somewhere in between. So it's got a little bit of that back of the throat burny feeling, but it's a milder version of it.
Nice. Right? Oh, we should probably put some ice in the cocktail.
Oh,
shaker.
sure.
What the heck? Let's chill the ingredients on account of that's what it says to do. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I don't really know the story on these guys. In fact, and I don't know why we don't know the story on these guys.
We haven't read the book.
I've read.
Like you read the recipes. So I know that they started in France because I just read it. They grew up in France, and I have no reason to doubt them because they put it in writing. So I mean, you're not going to lie about something as important as where they grew up, like I would.
Yeah, why would you do that?
Manitoba,
Woo!
on the
That
coast
ice
here.
makes it cold.
Does it?
Yeah, if you're worried about having a cold drink
Yeah.
at home,
This is not that's not the drink for you.
look at
Oh,
this.
what are you doing? You're not going to strain it?
I'm just going to drink it right out of the...
Oh.
I got this guy.
Oh. Okay, I see what you mean.
I thought I would have more success. Let's see what this looks like. Ooh.
Oh, I like the color.
Yes, it looks like Mountain Dew. Mountain Don't.
It does look like something good.
So to think that this is related in any way to the gin buck is kind of,
It's kind of weird. It doesn't look like it is.
this one's a little bit...
Now, is that the Suze that's got that color?
Yeah, the Suze is really, really yellow. Really, 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 really yellow.
Really yellow. I think you're really yellow.
Got some nice ginger ale in here. And now imagine if it had a grapefruit
Grapefruit
peel in
twist.
it.
You know,
Hair more in there. But it looks good, and there's no reason that this shouldn't be a nice summertime drink as well,
yeah.
because of the whole ingredients thing. And the fact that it's really cold.
Yeah.
You're very welcome.
Looking forward to this one.
So yes, get back in here.
Okay.
Shouldn't it be get the buck in here?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, get Buck in here. It sounds like, hey, Buck, where's Buck? Get Buck in.
Yeah, get Buck in here.
Yeah.
Because he's going to know how to make this. He's got some grapefruit rind.
Well, so they got more going on than the gin buck.
It does. It's that Suze stuff that tastes like whatever it is. Was it gentian? Is that what we figured out at one point, that it was gentian root?
Yeah, which is one of the ingredients in this stuff.
Oh dear. Taboo.
Yeah, it's kind of vaguely licoricey, kind of a little bit of a licorice, or even a caraway seed kind of.
Yeah.
Herby.
We're going to get a certain herbal and licorice from the absinthe part.
Mm-hmm.
And like I say, I can't remember what this other stuff tastes like on its own. How much of that aftertaste, that dryness,
Yeah.
astringent. It's astringent, Dave.
I can use it on my open wounds.
You're good.
Clean it.
I'm going to try some on its own.
So the gin the gin buck, tastes like stuff you've tasted before, mixed together.
Yeah. No, this is very different.
This is you get the first sip and it's like, what does this taste like?
Yeah. No, it's unidentifiable. This is kind of
There's so
much stuff going on.
Yeah, you're both right there. That's a good way to do it, because I didn't even think of looking at it that way. But you're right, it doesn't taste... This is unique.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is a word.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't mind it. It's not probably something I would be drinking
It's not very sweet.
glasses after
Now, that could
glass
be
on a
because-
summer day, but
No.
So that's going to depend a lot on the ginger ale you use, right? So that
I don't
if you
taste much of the ginger in it.
No, I think it only gives it a little bit
you
of...
want to try the ginger ale and see if that's the
Yeah.
problem.
I could.
Yeah.
Is there still a little bit left in there? Well, there is, but I put Sue's.
Well, there's Dave's got hundreds of glasses.
Right behind you.
He does, but let me just use this because I'm here. Yeah, maybe this craft ginger ale,
Mm-hmm.
because it's quite mild actually.
Mm-hmm.
Here, have a pull right out of the bottle,
All right.
because there's enough left to just do that. When I think of ginger ale, I don't think I necessarily think of that particular flavor. Like when I was a little child and had a nauseated stomach and I had ginger ale.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Yeah, I thought it would be.
Gingery?
I thought it'd be drier
Mm-hmm.
than it is.
Yes.
It's not as sweet as I think Canada Dry, but it's not as dry as the previous one that made us all sneeze. So overpowering vapors.
Right. Yeah, no, I've
So you think it was something that was a little more zippy, like the what was it, the one that you speak so highly of?
I'm trying to remember what it's called. I can see the label because it's Blenheim's.
Blenheim's, right?
Yeah. If you're in the States, get a hold of some Blenheim's and try it, and you'll spit half of it out. But yeah, it's not that I don't like it. I just think it's weird. I don't think it's
But
enough.
unique.
Yes.
Weirdly unique.
I don't think it's enough like the gin buck to warrant the gin buck comparison.
No, it's a completely different drink.
Yeah.
But
I think the Sue's.
other than the name Buck in it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You could have called it, what the buck are you talking about? What the buck were you thinking?
Yeah.
So yeah, I wouldn't say that it's even really it's not a very ginny drink.
No.
As I move down, I'm getting a little more of the ginger ale.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it sinks to the bottom a little bit.
And I thought I was getting a little bit more of a licorice hit as the more I went
I'm
down.
getting more ice.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's different.
More ice flavor.
But I'm glad to try it because, as I say, everything else in here is hard. But you said you found one in here that was not hard?
Yeah, the
Beetroot juice? Dave's made beetroot
that
juice. And he said
actually I saw that one, and that's actually doable, if I remember right.
it's doable except for the beetroot juice.
I know, which is great because I wanted to do carrot cocktails, and everybody keeps saying no. So maybe we should do a carrot and a beet cocktail.
Oh, get your veggies on?
Yeah, just thinking.
This one has the rhubarb syrup.
Classic ripoff. That's the one that I saw on there.
Oh, okay. This one has violet mix,
So that sort of tells me I do have this book.
coconut syrup,
I have seen that before.
honey infused lapsang souchong tea, and peach bitters.
Mm-hmm.
Each page has something that you're just like,
I
no.
have peach bitters.
Lavender infused gin,
Mm.
Carpano Antica formula.
I have that.
Do you?
Yeah.
Formula?
Yeah.
Let
It's
me-
the Antica
You
formula.
have Fernet Branca?
Yes, of course.
Oh, have you still got Fernet Branca?
Oh yeah, because what possible use is there for it?
Oh, here's a drink called To All My Friends. So,
Oh really?
all right. Well, when you get home, dig your book out and see what you think you've got with your weirdo ingredients. Because I'm low on my weirdo ingredients now.
Okay.
Mm.
All right, I'm good. I'm up for that.
All right.
No, I mean it is an interesting book. There's some stuff that's hard to do.
Mhm.
Although I've got another book that's all about how to do infusions and stuff like that. So, but
It's not that it's hard to do an
it's not that hard.
infusion.
Yeah, you got to buy first. You buy a bottle of vodka,
Yeah.
and then you put other stuff in it, and then they say it'll keep for 3 months. You think I don't think I'd be able to use this up in 3 years, only because it's really for one or, if you're lucky, 2 cocktails.
Yes.
And we thrive on doing different cocktails all the time, so the odds of you going back to doing another cocktail again.
Yes.
Unless you have all your friends over, they polish off your bottle of dill-infused vodka.
Now, what you could do is we could also pare it down and get
That's
just a
true.
little tiny thing of vodka and
That's
do
true.
it. But we just don't because,
Yeah.
well, part of it is
We're still
also
working on
if
the
there's
regular
actually
stuff.
people listening to this.
Well, there's some. Eddie.
Yeah. But do they want to do that? It's one
Right.
thing for us to do it as mild fans.
Right.
But at the next step, it's like, It's like every time I'm looking at a barbecue recipe and it says, get Wagyu beef. And I'm like, I'm never going to do it. I'm not making a Wagyu hamburger. I'm not doing it.
No,
Get Kobe beef for this.
no,
No.
screw you.
I'm not
Costs $300 a pound.
Yeah,
Yeah,
as
just
neat an idea as it is.
Just get your regular beef and put a little pork in it.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Exactly. Well, is it? No, it's literally hand massaged. What
Yeah,
but
is
it's
yeah,
not like
it's-
that.
it's-
massaging the cows?
It's,
Yeah, they live a good life up until the end.
That's right, but they're still stunned and
by the,
slaughtered.
time, by the time you grind it up and put barbecue sauce on it, throw it on a grill, I don't know that Wagyu and regular beef are that much
Well,
different.
that's funny, and it's a great way to look at it, right? By the time you've sauced it all up with whatever you were gonna do it, it's a pulled pork kind of a thing. Say,
Mhm.
so you got the Wagyu beef, yeah, and I put it in with a root beer and mustard for 48 hours.
Yeah.
And it just dissolved into a mush. Yeah, I do like this drink, but yeah, I don't know.
It's growing on me.
I don't know. You know what I wanted to have is I wanted to have a different name. Like if I'm looking on a menu
Yeah.
and it said, here's the thing that has gin, suze, absinthe, and something.
Yeah.
Well,
It should have its own unique name.
I guess, and I mean it does, but I mean, here's I'm already second guessing myself because so many of the drink names are ridiculous anyway.
Like horse races. Horses and horse races. You know,
Yeah.
sea biscuit.
Bucky Dent.
Bucky
They called it Bucky Dent.
Mm-hmm.
What's that book that David Duchovny wrote? Fucking Bucky Dent? I think it's fucking Bucky Dent.
He's filthy.
But it's all X'd out, right?
Mhm.
In fact, I should bleep this,
Mm.
but it's okay because it doesn't go on iTunes
Yeah.
anymore.
We don't care. But it's, yeah, so it doesn't really give you an idea. I like the name, I was thinking I like the name to reflect the drink a little bit, but some don't.
Well, I think maybe the color then. Maybe you go by the fact that it's yellow, or you call it a sunset or
Yeah.
chartreuse or whatever, yellow
Or Bucky.
or Bucky,
The Bucky color.
a yellow buck, even if it was that, or something to do with the Suze aspect of it or something. I think get buck in here doesn't do the drink justice,
Mhm.
and I think comparing it to a gin buck, which is such an easy drinking thing, doesn't do it justice. I think it's a-
Suze Buck.
It's a great drink with a bad name.
Yeah, there you go.
Hmm.
I think you hit the nail on the head. Tom, you're smart.
I don't know about that. I don't know about nothing.
Of course, now that I went back to this one, but all the ice is melted because it's so hot.
Yeah, it's
And now it just tastes like what's left over at the end of a party.
yes. When I was sick as a child and I had ginger ale,
Yeah.
and I would sip it, and then you'd wake up in the night and you'd look over and you were feeling a little bit better, and you'd go, and that room temperature ginger ale was
Yeah. Just hit the
flat.
spot. Yeah. That's the way I like it.
But I'd still drink it.
Oh, what too.
And if there had been ice in it, it would taste pretty much like what's left over from this gin buck. Do we have a favorite of the two?
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna ask. I don't know. They're so different.
Yeah.
And one's a really refreshing summer drink. This, I don't think I would sip this on the veranda, but it's interesting. I think I'm gonna go with this one. Just because it's a little more unique.
Get buck in here.
Get back in here. Like I said, yeah, like you said, it's a lousy name for it. Doesn't really make sense.
Doesn't really quite,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's hard to make at home because you have to buy your Suze somewhere. And Suze is not easy to get.
Not around these parts.
No.
At least on my most recent checking of some of the more.
No.
It could be that great liquor store out there, the co-op has it.
That's
actually.
true, yeah. I mean, I guess your specialty liquor stores. So I don't know how easy they are. It is to get in, let's say, Alberta.
It hasn't won an award since 1935
They're not trying very hard.
in Bruxelles.
What?
And tell us a little more about Suze. What's
Let's see if I can read the back of it here. Since 1889, we have been making Suze with the strictest respect for tradition. Fresh wild gentian,
Mm-hmm.
carefully selected and aged over a long period.
Hmm.
That means in the bucket on the way back from where the
Yeah.
end comes.
Aged over a short period?
Aged over a long period.
Long period, okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
50-50.
It's a secret recipe, but I'm gonna tell you how long.
It's then macerated.
Oh.
Beg your pardon?
Yeah, exactly. That's awful. I don't know if I put that on the label. Cover your ears, kids. Go blind. Macerated and distilled in a still. Who wrote this copy?
Not me.
It sounds like a translation to me.
It should say that they should say that they're still distilling it in stills.
Well, that one's gonna be blurry.
with Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
Nash.
This recipe for Sue's saveur d'autrefois takes its inspiration from the original recipe for Sue's. So it's only inspired by Sue's.
What?
It's based on Sue's.
That doesn't
Giving
make
it
any sense.
Its characteristic taste, tricky you have to put on a bottle,
Mm.
and unique personality,
Oh.
which it does not have because it's a liquid that you consume.
Yes.
On the palate,
Good point.
the fresh gentian gives rich, subtle, and intense flavors. They're both subtle and intense.
Yeah, at the same time.
Yeah.
That's sort of like me.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
get that from you.
What? What are you trying to say?
Calm down.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you gotta give him the timing though.
Yeah.
He really sold the timing on that. I've traveled with both of you, gentlemen, and you're both subtle and intense in your own ways.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Followed by, subtle and intense flavors, followed by floral and citrus notes, while the clean bitterness offers a hint of spice. I don't know.
Well, that's complicated.
And it's a bright yellow color, and that's achieved by caramel color is added, and it also contains F, D, and C, yellow number 5.
That might be the why it's so yellow.
Imported by Domain Select Wine Estates in New York, New York. The town's so nice, they named it twice. And it's those Pernod folks in France that are behind the whole thing.
Check it out.
So it's funny because I'm looking at the the ingredients. You talk about that, and this is from, of course, our good friends at Okanagan Spirits. They're not really our good friends, but they're friendly enough.
Right,
They make
could
this
be.
stuff.
Yeah, they could contact us.
But they've got fruit-based alcohol, artesian well water, grand wormwood, green anise, star anise, hyssop, lemon balm, fennel, petite wormwood, and chlorophyll, and that's it.
Nice.
No FD and C yellow.
They're not coloring it.
No.
The funny thing about the color of this, actually, is it's in this brown bottle.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't know that it's a frightening yellow color until you pour it out. Whereas Galliano and stuff probably has
They trumpet
FD
color.
and C yellow number 5.
Mhm.
The yellow's right there.
Mhm.
Take a note from Galliano.
That's right.
Okay,
But
so Dave is going for get Buck in here.
yeah, I think it's more complex. It's got a lot more going on. I think with a different ginger ale, it would change the whole character of the drink.
Mhm.
So I think there's a lot more opportunities with this one to change it up, change the profile. I think with a sharper ginger ale, I think it would move those notes to the top, and maybe it would make it a more interesting drink. Not that it isn't, but
What Fred likes about this drink is that he can make it into a different drink.
I think mainly that's what I'm thinking about. But I don't have any Sues, so I can't do it.
No, well, you could have some of my soups.
Mhm.
And I prefer the rich taste of Folgers coffee.
America's #1 coffee.
The best part of
Last
waking up is Folgers in your cup.
Hmm.
Thanks, Folgers!
Yeah.
And thank you! I do like them both. I like this, I think the creation of this drink is very, very clever. It's not just putting ginger ale into gin.
Mhm.
I think most people will enjoy ginger ale and gin more than they enjoy this drink. Today, based on this most recent sip and my memory of the sip of the other one,